Chapter 17 Aquarium. Zhang Lei led the way to his house. It's not too uncommon for a child to lock themselves in their room these days. The cause must be a trauma of some kind. This problem is highly likely to be related to the distortion in that case.
Besides, weird noises are coming from my daughter's room every night.
Maybe you should have some more respect for a kid's privacy.
It's nothing of that sort, ma'am. I've killed a whole lot of people in my life. I know the sounds of tearing flesh and breaking bones all too well. It's that gruesome and morbid noise, something that shouldn't be heard from a kid's room, seeping out along with my daughter's screams.
I'm sure you've tried forcefully opening the door, am I correct?
Sure I have, but whenever I grab the doorknob or try to break the whole door, it always pushes me away. And the noise will get louder and more bruising the harder I tried to open that door. I'm in a rough spot where I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't.
How old is your child? How long has it been since she locked herself in?
17. She's been in there for almost 8 months now.
College entrance must be a concern as well, if she's stuck in there instead of studying for it at school.
You see, my daughter Faye's attending a virtual school. She's never missed a class until now, and her grades were fine last I checked.
Virtual schooling. Students take lessons in a virtual space. It's a type of school preferred by parents who value the safety of their kids, since they don't have to pass by potentially dangerous alleyways to get to school, an advantage shared by boarding schools. A parent like him who engages in violent work would especially pay more attention to their child's well-being.
And there's one other thing my brain just can't understand.
What would that be?
Water's leaking out through the door. I don't know if it's blood or seawater, but some kind of liquid is flowing out bit by bit.
I put my hand on my forehead and whiffed my pipe. A distortion that has already materialized. That makes it a lot trickier to resolve. I'll have to see for myself how severe it is. Zhang Lei's house was located in the residential area of the back streets. It's one of the safest places outside of the nest. A complex of 30-story apartments lined up like a pack of cigarettes. It's akin to a cage for chickens. I followed Zhang Lei into an elevator. The lift slowly rises, creaking and rattling. His house is on the 18th floor. As the elevator doors opened, lamps in the hallway detected our presence and flickered on. Zhang Lei took a key out of his pocket to open the door to Unit 1807. Creak. The door opens with a sharp grating sound, and an unlit hall greets us. You live alone?
Everyone has their stories, ma'am.
Zhang Lei forced a bitter laugh. A shrill shriek strikes my ears immediately afterwards. Zhang Lei let out a sigh.
That's the sound I was talking about.
Your daughter's name was Faye, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
I walked to the room where the scream came from. What I was faced with was a giant aquarium in red. The door had disappeared. The room was full of red water, about to overflow. Colorful aquatic plants lined the interior, gleaming in the light shining from above, as though there were a hole in the ceiling leading to the sky. And the silhouette of something massive is slowly drifting afar.
Check this out. Red water leaking from the door, just like what I told ya.
It seems Zhang Lei can't see what's in this room. That means the materialization is not yet complete. We're both in luck. This seems to be the case of a phenomena I'm an expert on.
That's so. I'm counting on your help, Doc.
Zhang Lei bowed low to me. I have one thing to ask of you. I need you to trust me no matter what I do from here on out. What's about to happen won't be anything normal. He nodded. Standing before the room, I took a deep breath. This would get my mind as wet as a drowned rat. I held my smoking pipe in my mouth. This red water is a manifestation of depression. I let out a white breath, which turned into a cloudy mist that shrouded me. I remember taking a similar request before. If I went into that room unprepared, I would drown in the melancholy of Faye. The white veil surrounding me protects me from such mental corrosion. Being soaked in someone's sadness is a dysphoric experience comparable to no other. I touched the barrier of water. Faye, I'm going in. I took a step into the room. My ears submerge along with the rest of my body, cutting me off from all external sounds. The inside is closer to a lake than a sea. It's filled with fresh water, not seawater. The water isn't salty. This child's sadness isn't the briny, tear-jerking kind. You can talk now, Urea. Urea jumped out of my coat pocket. I put her on my shoulder.
Phew, that was so suffocating.
Because a taboo hunter is after us, I forbade Urea from speaking in most occasions. Him or others could be eavesdropping on us any moment. This space, it's quite similar to your workshop, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's much bigger on the inside, too. There might be something guarding this place, like the muscle bears in my atelier. You don't have Ezra Sonbei to protect you this time, so you'd better be careful.
It's been quite a long while since I worked on a case without Ezra's help, now that I think about it. If it weren't for her, I would be long dead before I could solve half of the cases I've dealt with. I'm guessing she got bored and fell asleep in the hotel room by now.
This place is so eerie, yet beautiful.
Yeah, we should practice extra caution with beautiful distortions. The sound of laughter echoes from somewhere. I exhaled a red breath. The pipe assumed the form of a sharp crimson blade.
Detective, I just heard a sound coming from over there.
Faint laughter underwater. Urea pointed to the right. When a sound is heard in a mysterious place, should I approach the sound source or move away from it? It's a problem I still don't have a definite answer to, even after doing my job for so long. I'll have to trust my intuition in the end. I walked toward where the sound came from. Urea, is there anything you can do to assist me in that body?
Afraid not.
Tisk, you bold-faced little plushie.
You just cursed at me in your mind, didn't you? While I can't assist you directly, I can provide you with a bunch of prototypes I've brought. I tried making ribbons for each color. If you have a function you'd like to use, just tell me, and I'll tie up your pipe with the right ribbon.
What kind of functions can I expect?
Well, there's quite a diverse range of functions, but
They mostly depend on your emotions, so I can't give you the details there. You can just ask me for the feelings you need right away. I'll look forward to it. Ask for the feelings I want? I'm not sure if that's the right attitude for a technician to have. How do you usually solve cases like this, Detective Moses? I should figure out the cause. After all, there is a reason for everything. I trace along clues one by one, such as why this room is full of water, why the color is red, why it isn't salt water, until I can identify what's at the root of the distortion. Does this count as a severe case of distortion? Maybe. Every person is different. Thus, every person's distortion is different. I cannot begin to fathom the depth of the trench that is the human mind. Therefore, it's difficult to judge a distortion's nature hastily. I'll have to knock on their minds and confront them myself to find out, which is frankly an exceedingly tiring work. Repeating such thoughts, I kept walking forward before I finally reached the culprit behind the laughter. It's mermaids, as I expected. Chapter 18: A Carp and Mermaids. They're mermaids with the body of koi, the faces of humans on the bodies of colored carp. Their long hair flutters. That big dumb fish was singing again. It's like she can't take a hint at all. Don't you think it's lame how she writes cringy lyrics to sing with that voice? I would have been a much better singer if I was born that size. Don't you think so too? 3 mermaids are sitting around, loudly chatting with each other. Their eye sockets are empty, just like Zhang Lei's. Perhaps there's a linkage to be found between them. The 3 merfolk appear to be communicating with their voices alone, unable to see each other. One of the striking features of the merfolk is the power in their voice. Every merperson I've seen in my job possessed an ability related to voice, one type or another. And the ability of these merfolk here seems rather straightforward. The words they loudly chatter become red thorns as they escape their mouths. The thorns are then shot towards somewhere. Some time later, a sound could be heard from a distance. Mind if I join in on your conversation? Someone's singing out there, I reckon. Who are you? Excuse me, but we weren't talking to you. Jizz, what's a stranger doing listening in on us? You were talking and laughing so loudly, we couldn't help but hear it. Crossing her arms, Urea rebutted. It's still a rude thing to eavesdrop on others. We're just talking by ourselves. Mind your own business. Sheesh, what a scary world. We can't even talk in peace. I apologize. We didn't intend to overhear it. Please understand that our ears had no other choice than to pick up the sound traveling through the water. We need to know what's going on in this place, Urea added. Did you come from above? One of the mermaids asked. We did come from outside, although we aren't from the above. I had a feeling you weren't from around here. Here's a word of advice. There's a few rules you should follow here. And what would those be? First off, you gotta pluck your eyes out. That's right, we don't see. We only hear and talk. Seeing is the most dangerous thing you can do here. The place looks rather beautiful, though, Urea asks. That's precisely why. It's so dazzling and beautiful, it could kill you. So, we gouged each other's eyes out. How many mermaids like you are here? I don't know. I think I heard voices of about 100 of them today. There's still a bunch of surviving friends out there. Survive from what exactly? From that huge monster, obviously. What else could it be? Anyway, we let you hear too much of our voices. You know nothing is free in this world, right? What do you want us to yield? I wouldn't mind compensating you for the things you told me. Your voice. Share your voices to us. You said this is your first time here, so we'll be conscientious and only take small portions from you too. You won't be unable to speak.
Blech. Detective Moses, they're starting to freak me out.
Urea hid behind me. I paused for a moment to think. I'll have to follow their rules for a while. You can take my voice, including this kid's share.
Detective Moses!
Urea, trust me.
Well, fine.
The 3 mermaids took turns to kiss me. Each time their lips touched mine, it felt as though something was being pulled out from my throat. Hey, I didn't expect your voice to taste this good. They say a voice gains a savory taste as it ages. That's so true. The mermaids babbled on, with much livelier and louder voices. My voice only has half as much volume as before. It feels rather raspy as well.
Detective Moses, are you all right?
Urea worriedly asked. Yeah. Let me tell you one more thing. You'd better not speak too much here. Not all mermaids will take voices gently like we do. You only have so much voice to spare. Then again, our existence would be pointless if we didn't talk, no? That's why we talk non-stop and look for more voices. Where can we find the giant fish you were talking about? It's where the screams are coming from. And the place that shines so brightly, it's headache-inducing. She's got a stupidly massive voice pocket. It just never runs out, no matter how much she sings. Once again, red words spewed from her mouth became thorns that fly somewhere. Moments later, a scream is heard. Thank you. Leaving behind the mermaids, I headed for the direction where the screams came from. They still noisily chatter as if they want to be heard by others. The large monster they mentioned and the source of the screams must be Faye. It would appear that Faye's own distortion is attacking her. Urea, is it possible for your teddy bears to attack you?
Sure, it's possible. There's no way I'd make such an otter, though. I control the teddy bears like they're my hands and feet. You can slap your own cheek if you bother to. See what I mean?
This could possibly be a form of self-harm. 17 years old, a student, virtual school, red water, aquarium, freshwater, carp, mermaids, song, voice, thorns, self-harm. I slowly enumerate the clues and make possible connections. Discord with someone at school? Delicacy of a child at puberty? Desire for a beautiful voice? Urge to sing? Self-loathing? Attempted suicide? Severed relationships? There's still much leeway for guessing. This pool of red water was created from someone's blood. Bled from a wounded heart, most likely. Stagnant water means melancholy. The gloom is typically distorted in the form of water. Sadness, full of sorrow, manifests as seawater, usually with a deep blue hue. The subject often burrows deep into their own heart, settling the ocean depths. On the other hand, blood-red water is a disruptive kind. This place can be compared to an aquarium or a shallow pond. A body of stagnant water glowing in bright powder pink that is neither dark nor deep. An aquarium of depression where destructive impulse subtly rests. Repeating such thoughts in my mind, I slowly walk towards the epicenter of the sounds. Whenever the screams paused, I spoke with blind mermaids passing by. With every mermaid talking about screams, I gain more information about where the source is located. As I get closer to the sounds, more red thorns quickly fly past me. I turn around to deflect the ones flying directly towards me with my sword as I advance. Not long after, I encountered a giant carp emitting a bright pink glow. I let out a sigh of relief. Finding the host of a distortion in the expansive space it has created is half the battle won. The carp radiated such a brilliant light, it was akin to a gemstone. Myriads of red thorns are lodged in its body. The colossal carp lets out painful screams. Blood is gushing out from the wounds. The carp sings, crying. A dreadful distortion created by herself. Dead mermaids litter the floor below the carp. Mermaids who still have eyes are lured by the light. When the mermaids approach the carp, long arms emerge from its mouth and pull her in for a kiss. Those hands then gouge the mermaid's eyes out. Bleeding from the emptied eye socket, the mermaid writhes and sinks to the bottom, unable to scream. Uria and I were watching that scene with bated breath. All of a sudden, a red thorn grazed past my cheek and nailed itself in the carp. The white veil enfolding us pups were slowly doused in the red misery. Without a shroud to protect my mind, the carp's reddish light directly enters my eyes. My mind is slipping in. I tried to block the light with my palm. Uria, hand me a ribbon with the feel of enveloping something. Purple would be good. I can hardly speak at this point. My voice was so small and coarse. Here. I wrapped the ribbon Uria gave around the smoking pipe, and I exhaled a deep violet breath. Dark smoke billowed from the pipe and surrounded the carp, holding it in place and restraining the light it emitted. I approached the carp and removed the thorns stuck in its body, one by one. The carp shrilled each time a thorn was pulled out. The piercing shrieks invoked visions of phase past in my head. You just wanted to sing. I pull out a thorn. You were always alone at home. I pull out a thorn. You became friends with fellow students who enjoyed your songs. I pull out a thorn. You were happy that your friends would listen to the songs you wrote. I pull out a thorn. But those friends changed as time passed. I pull out a thorn. Your friends only liked you for your pretty voice. I pull out a thorn. They were only interested in your voice, not the songs you made. I pull out a thorn. You began to think that your friends were jealous of you for that reason. You thought you were being hated. I pull out a thorn. You were upset. You started hating your friends. I pull out a thorn. That's why, Faye, you pushed away your friends one-sidedly. I pull out a thorn. You became all alone. I pull out a thorn. Faye, the mermaids that are inflicting pain upon you are illusions you created. I pull out a thorn. You created a space to feel hurt and vent your anger. I pull out a thorn. Maybe the malice your friends bear is an illusion as well. You'll never know until you have a heart-to-heart with them. I pull out a thorn. Doubt and anger, fostered by presumptions you make on your own, will only harm you. I continue to pluck out the thorns. My ears are bleeding. My consciousness is barely holding up. She can be categorized as a type who experienced rejection from others. They create a space for themselves and swallow their anger inside it. Without a vent to dissipate the rage, the emotion will eat away at them. The last remaining thorn is pulled out. You'll face many hardships similar to this in the future. Please don't hurt yourself because of that. We need to have the courage to check the true feelings of others and ourselves. The process will surely be uncomfortable and painful, just like now. Feel free to contact me whenever you feel trouble with it. We'll ponder on the matter together. Bloody water poured out of Faye's room. Faye and I were swept along by the flood and landed in the living room. Zhang Lei rushed to Faye and hugged her. That's another case solved. There's still a few scales left on Faye's face, but this is a good enough outcome.
Doc, I don't know how to express my thanks to you.
Zhang Lei kept bowing to me to show his gratitude. Pay more attention to your child. I know your job keeps you busy, but you neglected her too much.
Yeah, I really should. Thanks again, Doc.
Someone bangs the door. It's 2 a.m. right now. I have a bad feeling about this. Zhang Lei pulled a padao from his dimensional glove.
Doc, stay here for a moment.
He headed to the entrance. I carried Faye on my back and returned her to her room. The front door was knocked out of the frame and flown into the house with a loud noise. Is a person named Moses here? Vespa Crabro. That's his voice.
Well, who are you?
Zhang Lei asked back in an intimidating tone. Vespa Crabro, associate fixer of N-Corp and a taboo hunter. Please spare me a moment. I have business to handle here.
Let me guess. Someone broke the taboo.
Correct. Click-clack. Vespa's shoes audibly sound on the flooring.
Hey, why don't you take off your shoes at least?
Click-clack. I can hear him open each door of the house.
You ain't listening for shit, huh?
Vespa was almost at the door to Faye's room. The floor is soaked with water. Or is this blood?
Doc, run!
A yellow blade flashed before my eyes. Zhang Lei's padao blocked Vespa's sword. The sharp noise echoed through the house. Zhang Lei of Doguai office. I've read a report on you in the past.
Well, ain't that an honor? Dr. Moses, please take good care of my daughter.
I gave him a nod. Vespa adjusted his glasses and scowled at me. The sounds of swords clashing against each other blared from the house for a while. Noises of furniture breaking down, clamor of tussles and rough shouts. I hurriedly went down the apartment, carrying Faye on my back. I couldn't afford to wait for an elevator, so we took the stairs. The noise of them fighting could still be faintly heard as I descended. We reached the ground floor. Something dropped from above with a heavy thud, causing the concrete floor around it to cave in. I laid Faye on the ground. The dark shape rose from the ground as it came under the streetlight. Vespa's yellow clothing was smeared with blood, and the blood wasn't his. He's holding something in his hand. He then tossed it at us. It's Sanglei's head. I placed my smoking pipe in my mouth and let out a pale blue breath, and red blood gushed out. Before I could finish breathing, my right arm fell to the ground along with the pipe. Vespa was already cleaning the blood on the yellow blade of his sword. I couldn't even see him draw it from the sheath. I've collected testimony from 50 people. This record is enough justification for me to execute you in District 14, Moses. He put the yellow Huando back in its sheath and slowly approached me. Any last words? Vespa spoke in a deep voice, adjusting his glasses.